just talk real quick about the ability to get something, science of goal achievement, the ability to get what you want. 4 steps of achievement. This is literally what I did, man. I'm giving you the basic overview so you understand it. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to get one of those one-on-one battle plans to kill your business. Stay till the end of the training. Number 1, write it down. Do you know why though? First of all, 2 reasons. 1, if you write down the goal, you have to be specific. You can't write down bullshit, can you? You can't be like, I kind of want to make a lot of money. And you write down, but I kind of want to make a lot of money. Like, that looks like shit. What the? You're going to be like, I can't write that. I got to actually say how much I want to make. Writing it down forces you to be clear and definite. Number 2, if you don't physically take it out of the mental, metaphysical world, right? The unphysical world, the thoughts, the plane where you can't touch, and put it somewhere where you can touch it, the goal, it's not real to you yet. It's a spiritual thing. If I could take it out of the ether and put it into a physical thing I can touch, I can actually own the goal. It's a real thing now. It's in existence. Number 2, you want to read it and visualize it with emotion every day. This is the law of autosuggestion by Napoleon Hill. There's so much science behind this now. It's unbelievable. It's very simple, guys. If you want something, your ability to get it is your ability to get yourself to act on it and become that person. That mechanism is called autosuggestion. The mechanism is your ability to make an impression on your subconscious mind. Your ability to take a goal and push it to the subconscious level of the mind until it becomes consumed by you, like it's what your subconscious is about. Spits out to you people, circumstances, resources, ideas, all the thoughts it takes for you to get that thing. So the more aligned you make your vibration of your mind with the thing you want, tunes it like a radio. If I'm on 93.5 FM, I have to tune myself to 93.5 FM. If you're on 103.5 or 92.5, you're never going to get that thing. You got to align yourself with the vibration frequency of that goal. The way you do that is by reading it and visualizing it every single day so that you immerse yourself into that goal. Does that make sense? So you got to do this. Now, you can still take a bunch of massive action without writing your goals down and visualizing. You will achieve some results in life. You won't achieve exactly what you want because you're not definite about what you want, and it will happen slower. You'll achieve your goals slower because you're not using your mental powers, your mental energy, your mind power to multiply your thoughts, your feelings, your actions towards that thing. So it's not that it's not going to happen. And here's the thing, even taking a bunch of action, this is a huge thing. I know Alex Ramosi talks about, he's like, the best morning routine is just wake up and get to work. I'm like, okay, no problem. It's like saying, look, the guy's made a lot of money. I'm not saying anything. Clear out a misconception about it. Because a lot of people are like, okay, I'm not going to do anything personal development anymore. I'm not going to do anything to sharpen my mind. Nothing. I'm just going to wake up, coffee, work on it. Like, it's not how it works. Let me make this better. That's the same thing as saying, I'm going to wake up and jump in my car and start driving in a race. Would you do that? Would you get up, jump in a car and go into a racetrack? Would you get up, jump onto a horse and start running? Would you just wake up and jump into the ground and like start lifting weights? No, you wouldn't, right? There's a warm up to everything. It's a warm up, it's a warm down, it's buffered. You got to loosen up the muscles. You can't just do it. Your mind has to be warmed up. So you need to be sharpened. You don't just wake up and start chopping wood. You have to sharpen the fucking axe. Now, here's the thing. See, the thing is, most people look at Alex Ramosi and they go, this guy's made $100 million. He says, wake up, don't have a morning routine. No, what you're not seeing is he is making more impressions on his mind about what he wants than most people in life. Because what he does is he immediately wakes up and he sits in front of his computer and all he's thinking about is this goal, his business, and his activities are all aligned with the goal he wants to achieve. Guys, actions are impressions on the mind too, not just words, not just sitting there meditating. That's just one form of impression. Impressions on the mind. Like if you look at it like this, he showed you like this. Like people don't get this and they start like throwing away all the things that sharpens a person. Like the guy's intelligent since he was 16 years old. At 14 years old, he said that his dad would force him, feel insecure enough so that he has abs. So he would work out since he's 14 years old. And you look at that and go, it's really easy for him. He just wakes up and drinks coffee. No, it doesn't fucking work that way. For the last 15 years of his life, he's literally been immersed inside of activities and actions that get stuff. Whether he thought about it or not, he was thinking about it, whether he likes it or not. If you look at the mind, that's your face. That's your face. There's impressions. One impression is words, like you hear yourself, you talk. Another impression is actions, right? Another impression is visuals. These are all impressions on the mind. If I see something, it's an impression on my mind. If I do something, it's an impression on my mind. If I say something, it's an impression on my mind. But spiritual people who don't make a lot of money, they think it's just that and actions don't matter, right? Or they think it's just this and actions don't matter. And then hardworking people that don't believe in spiritual stuff, both of them are all, by the way, they're all right. They just think it's this and words and visuals don't matter. But what they're all missing is the fact that all three of them matter. Everyone's right. As long as it's going inside the subconscious level of the mind, subconscious mind. As long as you are priming your subconscious to attune to the goal. That's it. Okay, does that make sense, guys? I'll make that clear. Like a lot of people are like, oh, Alex Ramosi. Yeah, of course, he made a lot of money because every fucking day of his life, guys, all he did was activities and actions consumed around his goal. If you did that too, you would be rich. That doesn't mean you're not reading your goals and visualizing, doing what Napoleon talks about and doing what using your mind. It just means you're using it differently. I like to get up first, stretch, feel my body, be present, because to me, presence is peace and peace is power. If I'm peaceful, I can make better decisions, handle failures in my business. I can be happier while I'm building the business. It's just, to me, doing anything while I'm peaceful is my goal. And the only way you attain peace in life is through presence. So you're not in your head, you're not in your feelings, you're in your body, you're in the moment, you're here right now. That's presence. Presence creates peace, right? Peace creates power. You're a powerful person, you're grounded, you're centered. Now he's automatically like that. Why? Because he's been working out 4 a.m. every single day, like 7 years. He's learned solitude. He's learned that skill. Most people have not, okay? He has self-control with his mind clearly. Since he was 14, he's been working out like a monster. A lot of self-discipline you need to do that. Like, it's ingrained in him at this point to have those qualities that most people don't have. So you can't just adopt someone else's morning routine. You got to meet yourself where you're at. That's a big one. Meet yourself where you're at. So yes, write down your goal and read it and visualize it every single day. Why? Because you're sharpening the mind and tuning the frequency to the thing you want. You're also keeping at the forefront of your mind where you want to go. If you don't know where you want to go, you'll lose track of your directions. One day has to go by where you're just off track. You don't reach your goal again. You don't visualize. You forget. Something happens in your personal life. You get thrown off. Now you're emotional. And you're emotional. You lose complete direction and focus on what you were working on. So reading and writing down your goal and reading and visualizing it every single day is an exercise for self-control. And self-control is the key to mastery over your mind and your life. The third thing is create an actionable plan. It's funny, I said that after all this. Actionable. A lot of people create plans they can't even take action on. How many times have you made a plan that you couldn't even do anything about? They're like, we're going to do this. And you're like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, where do I start? What's the first step? How do I even do that? You're like, we're going to book 100 calls a month. How are you going to do that? We're going to make 50 grand this month. How are you going to do that? What's the actionable plan? Marketing. We're just going to put out content. What the fuck does that even mean? Do you even know what content means? Do you know what content, how do you know the content's going to bring you in leads? Do you understand what I'm saying? So a lot of people create plans in the wrong way. Like, you got to create a plan that's actionable, something you know how to do. Okay. And by the way, here's a good goal for you. If the goal you have no actionable items towards, that means like there's a problem here. You want something you have no idea how to get. So you got to go out and learn how to get it. So you might not be able to. So the actionable plan now is not about doing anything. It's about learning how to do something. Right? Your first couple $100,000 a month comes from learning how to do things. Just learning how to do things, skills like marketing, selling, DMs, chats, like whatever. We're getting paid. You got to create an actionable plan. If you can't take action on the plan is useless. Last thing, and this is the one everyone fails at mostly. Execute. I'm not done yet. Regardless of how you feel. Here's the problem. You write down your goal, you read, you visualize every day, you create an actionable plan, and then you feel discouraged that day. So you don't take action. And then you get scared. And then you get confused. And then you feel uncertain. Then you feel insecure. Then you feel this. Then you feel that. Then you feel like you have to fart. And you're like, I just can't take action. This plan doesn't work. If you can master the simple skill of doing despite feeling, there's nothing you'll ever achieve in your life. Honestly, nothing worthwhile. If you can't learn how to do despite what you feel, I'm sorry, there's no cure for you. If you can't do despite feeling, if feeling is always the primary emotion behind your actions, I didn't say it's not, you shouldn't think about your feelings. Like, you shouldn't consider it. If you're feeling bad about it, like, you should consider it. But if you can't do, I don't even care. Maybe some of you believe intuition. I believe in intuition. I have intuition. I make decisions based on my sixth sense. My point is though, after all that happens, your ability to just take massive action, regardless of what you're feeling that day. I don't feel like getting up. I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel this. I don't feel that. I don't feel like people don't care. I feel like the market's bad. It doesn't fucking matter what you feel. If you can't get yourself to do despite how you feel, there's no hope, guys. There's no hope. Because you're constantly going to be met with feelings that are mismatching your goals and your habits and your routines and activities you need to hit your goals for. So I had this epiphany in the morning when I was working out. And I was there and I was feeling great. My body was amazing. I was getting the shape. Like, I felt really proud of myself. And I'm like, yo, this is amazing. Like, how did I come to do this? I mean, like, for a long time, I've wanted to have this kind of a body. And I just thought about it. I'm like, my life is so optimized right now. Like, I wake up at a certain time. Like, I have this dietary routine that like puts me into state. I visualize, like, I sit down and meditate. I visualize, I do some breath work. I read, I write. I'm on a sales team meeting with my sales team at 9:30 in the morning. By 11 o'clock, I'm on an overall company meeting with my whole team. We're going through things together. I'm delegating stuff. I'm giving orders. People are getting back to me on time. Shit's being moved. Sales are happening. I'm like, life is like a machine. It's a well-oiled machine right now, my life. I will get to work out right in the morning, or at 6 o'clock in the morning to 7. I have a great workout. I have my personal space spiritual time, my self time, my love time. Like I read out to myself all my affirmations. Like I said out loud to myself in the shower. I feel amazing energies vibrating through me. And then I have all my meetings throughout the day, and I get to coach, like, in 2 hours, I get to coach all my clients in SGC, which I love. Like, it's like the best feeling ever. Then I end my night, fill out this habit tracker form that my performance coach makes me do. Like, I sit down and write down my day, I journal about my day and what it felt like, right? And I go to bed. I went to sleep at like 10 o'clock last night, 9:30, 10 o'clock. Some of you guys woke to 2 a.m. You're like, I want to make $1 million. Good luck. You can't make $1 million sleeping at 2 a.m. every day. It doesn't happen. You're like, I want to beat a Lamborghini on the racetrack with my BMW, but I'm going to pump regular gas into it. It doesn't work that way. It's a simple mismatch of your intelligence, like your expectations versus the cost of what it takes. My life is a wild machine. I was thinking about this morning. I'm like, what did it take me? What did it take for me to get here? To get to 12% body fat, to have all this money coming in. What did it take? I have a happy life. Like, I've talked to my family every day, like not every day, but like I talk to my family regularly, and we're like really good with each other. And like, just everything's good. Like, everything's great. And it's not that bad things don't happen or I don't want problems. Problems are happening all the time. But I've reached this level of like enlightenment. And I use it for lightly, like figuratively speaking. I'm not saying real enlightenment, but I've reached this like, crazy level of like spiritual level of like bliss. So like even problems that come up, it doesn't affect. That's what you want to get to. Like real success is nothing phases you, not money. You make $1 million in one day. Okay, cool. Someone calls you up. You're being sued for $1 million. Okay, cool. You're going to have to go bankrupt. Okay, cool. Your wife says, I cheated on you. Okay, cool. You found the love of your life. Okay, cool. You don't get phased. That's real success because your mind is now under complete control. You are in total conscious control of your life. See, this is spiritual success. And spiritual success creates all other success. Do you not think a person who's calm-minded and concentrated can make better decisions in business? Can close more sales because they don't need the other person on the other side of the Zoom call? Can lead a team better and make them inspired to actually work harder? Of course. A person who's more well-established in themselves is going to do a better job at everything they touch. It's like you could literally create the golden hand. Like you touch it, it turns into gold. Does that make sense? So I was in the morning, I'm like, what did it take for me to get here? It just took those 3 things. I decided on what I wanted. I said I was going to pay whatever it takes, and I never quit. So what, it took longer than what I thought. Who cares? Didn't matter. Some of you guys, like, we overestimate how much speed of result matters, and we underestimate how much the actual attainment of the result matters. Think about what I just said. We most oftentimes overestimate how important it is for how fast we get what we want. And we underestimate the actual importance of actually getting what we want. So like, there's a lot of people that are like, if I don't make $1 million in 5 months, then I don't want to make it at all. But that's like, they might not say that, but that's what they mean. I remember I used to be in that trap too. Like, I'm like, if I don't make $1 million by the end of this quarter or whatever last year, because I'm like, I wanted to win this award, the 2 Comma Club award, the one that's hanging right there. I was like, if I don't make it by August 15th, so I could apply and walk that stage, it's not going to be meaningful anymore. I'm like, holy shit. I just prioritized the speed, the timeline of that result more than the result itself of what it does for me. Think about how crazy that is. Now, since then, we made another $2 or $3 million. And I'm like, wow, like if I knew that then, I wouldn't have rushed. I didn't give a shit. It doesn't matter. What matters is who I became, because I kind of lost myself at the cost of the speed. So in the morning, I'm like, holy shit, like I just figured out, I went after what I wanted. I found out what the cost was and I did it. My trainer says, do this, I do it, I have this body. My mentors and my business coaches say, do this, I do it, and I have this money, right? Like my mentor in life, my personal mentor in life tells me, do this with your family and I have a happy family life. My friends who are experts in the field, we go out, social life, party, fun, and they say, do this and you get attraction from other women. I'm like, great. All works. As long as I just do it, pay the price, never quit, it works. That's that simple. Is that what you want? Do whatever it takes and never quit. You got it. Who cares if it happens a year from now, 6 months from now, 6 years from now? It's going to happen. That's more important. What's more important is that it happens, not when it happens. It's okay to want it faster, but here's the funny part. When you detach from the timeline of it, which was one of the things that don't matter when you set a goal, you actually end up having it faster. My first million took me 15 months to make. My second one took me 8. My third one took me like 5. As crazy as my clients about Paul, his first million took him 10 months with me. His second million took him 3. Crazy. Eric and Ryan, same thing. Their first million took about 11 months with me. Their second million took 4.5 months. It doesn't matter how long it takes when you don't care, because the first million, we always are trying so hard. That's why it takes so long. Second million, we didn't care that much, did we? So we just did the activities and just were cool about them. We just did the work, paid the price, and we got it faster because there's no pressure, man. There's no stress. So the way you achieve your business goals without compromising on your life is find out all the things you want. Usually it breaks down into like the 3 or 4 major areas of life: health, wealth, relationships, spirituality, right? Like you have a business goal, like income goal. You have a health goal for your physical body. Third is you put your social life down. Like, what kind of social life do you want? Like I used to be like 2 years ago when I was in depression, I was really insecure. And so I told myself, I'm going to walk into any room and attract any woman I want. And it's funny because like 3 weeks later, I was going out to like this like lounge area with my friend, and we went to this bar. And like that same night, I think I had 4 different girls looking for me at the same time. I was really embarrassed. So I don't know which one to pick, like say hi to. I was like, holy shit, it's such a turn of tables. Like just 3 weeks ago, I was insecure. Like I wouldn't have never said hi to any of these girls. And so like, that's a breakthrough for me, right? Like it's the principle that matters to me. And so choose that social life you want to have, right? If you already have a relationship, what that look like? Do you want to travel with them? Do you want to whatever, right? And the spirituality. For me, like my spiritual belief right now is like, I want to be so good that like so spiritually conscious that like nothing phases me. And it's like exciting for me because like God and life keeps sending me opportunities to practice because you keep getting like these defeats and I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, let's handle it. It's fine. That's fine. So write down, here's how you do it. Figure out then what the cost is of having all those things at the same time, by the way. If you want the health, this, you can do it all. See, if I told you, what? I say you want to transform your body, have a really fun social life, and you want to have a business that makes you a lot of money, do this every day. Here's my regular routine. From Monday to Friday, I wake up at around 4:30 to 5 a.m. In that 1 hour time, I do some training, I do some deep work, okay? By 5:55 a.m., my trainer's at my house, and we go and work out for about an hour and 10 minutes. We calculate everything. It's about an hour, 10 to hour and 50. So work out from 6 to 7:15 a.m. Make sure you stretch, do all that stuff. Good. You come back, you take a shower, you do your hygiene stuff. Around 7:30, 7:45, I'm sitting down on my balcony and I meditate for about 15 minutes. Sometimes I feel good, I go 30 minutes. Sometimes I just want to get it over with 10 minutes. And I have my own meditation, I listen to it. I do some breath work. My body feels good. I feel present. I'm looking at the sky. It feels awesome. Then I grab my gratitude journal and I write down something I'm grateful for that day. And I journal like what happened yesterday. I'm just happy about it. And then I read for about 30 minutes. So by 9:30, after I do that morning session, I'm on a sales team meeting. So if you have a company, be on your morning meeting at 9:30 or 9 a.m. with your team. If you have a sales team, with your sales team, without the operations team. If it's your whole company, get everybody on that call at 9:30. Be on that call and spend the next 90 minutes going over everything with them, what they need for that day to hit their goals for that day, what projects need to move forward, how are we going to make the next sale, all that good stuff. Then around 11, 12 o'clock when you're done, you do all that like meeting work and company work on with your clients. That's what I do from 12 to 6. I do my coaching sessions, my trainings like this. I do my coaching calls, my team meetings. I get work done. I work on my business, my goals, my vision, move things forward. Okay. At 6, 7 o'clock, you start winding down. Around that time, I have my dinner, okay? I have my dinner, and during that time, I listen to a YouTube video. I listen to some form of training. I watch an interview with someone who has the things I want. Or I watch a video from someone who has the things I want. So I learn how they think. I learn what they do. I learn their story. I'm always making impressions on my mind on like the thing I want, who has it, what does it look like, what am I not doing? And I got all these ideas and what I need to do, the gap to close, the gap to pay the price to get what I want. Then around 8, 9 o'clock, you start winding down for bed. You don't want to eat too late because then you don't sleep. Then you sleep like shit. Last night I slept around 10 something. Woke up around 4:30. I slept like a baby. Okay. Download the sleep calculator app called Sleep Calculator. It tells you how many sleep cycles you need to get to wake up on time to feel refreshed, even if it's 6 hours, not even 7.5 hours. Then around 9, 10 o'clock, you get in bed. You do your own meditation if you want. I just like to get in bed. It gives some gratitude. Do your hygiene stuff. You're in bed. I start sleeping around 10 o'clock, 10 something. Monday to Friday, that's my routine. If you didn't write that down, that's the routine of someone who has a business that is generating 6 figures a month. Maybe you have to do a little bit more work than me or do other things with your time because I'm a little more hands off because I have a team in place. But before that, I would just spend the morning and a little more into my evening working, but I still slept on time. I slept good. And I woke up in the morning, I worked out. So you can still achieve your fitness goals and you can still achieve your income goals if you're just willing to fucking wake up. That's my point. If you're willing to pay that price, you'll wake up, you'll have time to work out. There's no excuse. But if you sleep late because you don't know how to get yourself to just go to bed early, then of course you don't want to wake up in the morning. And of course everything gets fucked up. And you think more time spent at night is more time, more things being done towards the goal to make more money, but you make less money that way because the next day you're all messed up. You have no energy. You don't feel good about your body. When you feel good in your body, you do better work, and you do better work, you make more money. You don't make more money when you feel like shit, right? Doesn't matter if you know what to do if you don't feel like doing it. So optimizing energy over everything else is what's going to make you a lot of money. Now you go, but Arnold, what about the social life? You said, how do I make $4 million while I transfer my body and my social life? Hold on. That's Monday to Friday. Saturday, Sunday, do whatever the fuck you want. On Saturday, I have a mastermind on my team. The head of my departments, there's about 4 or 5 of them. My client success team, my operations team, my finance team, my sales team. We all get on my marketing team. We sit down, we mastermind on pretty much for the week. Like what happened? What can we do better? SWOT analysis. Okay. We do that from like 12 to 2, 11 to 2, whatever. And then the rest of the day is mine. If I want to take more meetings, then I do. If I want to do personal appointments, I do. If I want to go for a walk, I do. If I want to go by the pool, I do. If I want to meet a girl, if I want to go out with a friend, I do. And I can sleep as late as I want on Saturday because I don't care, because I could sleep in on Sunday and do whatever the fuck I want. I could watch 12 movies I wanted to back the whole day if I wanted to. If I wanted to go out and party, I'll do it. I'm not really a party animal, not into it. I don't like getting drunk or getting high. Most people do in Miami. So I don't go out much. But if I do, I have a few drinks, have my fun time. I have a life, guys. I don't sit down behind a computer all day. I think people sit there and they think I'm just like, not like that. I have a very ravishing life. It's quite fun. Ask my clients when they come out to Miami for our mastermind events. They get to have a day in the life with Armin. It's fucking great. It's fun. Sunday, do whatever you want. You have a relationship, that's when you do all the fun stuff, man. Now you have a great social life, you have a great body, and you got income coming in. Tell me what's the problem? The problem is you know what to do. There's your plan right there. That's a day in life of Armin, weekend of life in Armin. But are you going to do this? Did you decide you want to bad enough that you're going to actually do all this shit? And yours will look different. But that's the point. Did you decide you'll do whatever it takes? Did you decide you'll never quit? No matter how bad you feel in the morning? Say, look, I'm not a military man. I'm like, if I wake up sometimes and I feel like shit, I hit up my trainer, I'm like, I'm sleeping in today, bro. I'm not working out. He goes, all right. But you guys got to relax, because freedom, to what most people think, is like a frivolous life. Like you have no fucking direction, no focus, no planning, no structure, nothing specific. So you're just kind of drifting. Freedom is drifting, but discipline creates freedom, because you can predict how to create your freedom. You can create the structure for how to create your freedom. If you got to make 50 grand a month to be totally financially free and time free, and a business has leverage where you're doing group calls and everything's done in your coaching business, then that requires discipline to develop that business at that level, which gives you that freedom. You'll never accidentally, here's a good one, you'll never accidentally become rich. You'll never accidentally make 50 grand a month. You can't do it off talent. You can't do it off winging it. I had a very important call with a friend the other day about this. My dude, you've never made more than 10 grand in a month because you wing everything. People that make more money than you don't wing anything. They don't wing shit, man. Okay. They prepare for everything. I have a full-time personal assistant that puts all my stuff in my calendar for me, puts it on my Trello. So when I wake up, all I do is look at that right away and go, okay, here's what I'm doing today. Books all my appointments for me, takes care of all my shit. I have a house cleaner, takes care of my cleaning. You go, Armin, you have money for that stuff. When I didn't have money, I found other creative ways to leverage time and people for that. And if I didn't, I just factor into my time, or I allowed it to go all to the end of the week before I did it. So hopefully this is an eye-opener for you guys. Goal achievement is a science. No different than you tracking targets and KPIs in your business. Goal achievement has KPIs, and that's the KPIs. Willingness to pay, knowing the price, knowing what you want, knowing the price, and willingness to pay it, and never quitting. That's the price, guys. Know the KPIs of your goal. You'll always achieve it. I'll see you next time. Go on to make the rest of your week the best of your week.